Hey guys, hope you all are doing great. In this video I'm going to show you how you can create a fur ball using any kind of drawing software that you have, whether it's free or it's paid. You can use any kind of software for this. I'm using the Autodesk Sketchbook Pro, which is the older and free version. The new version is a paid one and I do not use that. You can use any software, whether it's Photoshop or Krita or any other that you prefer. So at first I'm going to select a brush. I'm going to use this traditional brush, which is called the Paintbrush 4. I don't know whether you have it. You can search for it and you can download it from anywhere. Now this is our layer 1 and I'm going to use this predictive stroke tool because I want to create the round shape. You can also use the shape tool, which is the circle tool. If you want to make the fur look like something else, you can use that stroke as well. Now let's just make the size medium and let's draw a circle kind of thing like this. So it looks quite round. Now go for a tone which is lighter than this one. And follow the shape. So if you want to make your fur look like it has some highlight from this area and some shadow from this area, then you need to make this area look quite dark and this area look quite brighter than this portion. Okay, so let's just make this portion a bit whiter. Okay, we can use this color. And a darker color over here. We are going to give it a shape at first and later on we will color the whole thing. I have seen a lot of tutorial on fur a long time ago, but I personally prefer using this method because it's less time consuming. Now that you're looking at a tutorial, it might seem quite lengthy, but when you're doing it yourself, it will never take this much time. Hit on Alt and select the color from some other area and keep coloring until you're happy with the results. Okay. This looks quite nice. Now let's go for any kind of smudge tool that you have, or you can use some blending mode. I'm using this synthetic paint brush, which is the synthetic round bristle brush, and I'm going to make the blend mode to smudge and keep the flow and strength the way you prefer. But for this one I'm keeping it on 9% and the strength on 10%. The size, it's completely up to you whether you prefer using bigger strokes or smaller strokes. Right now, before doing the fur effect, we are going to mix all the colors, okay, in a very random way, because the fur should look like it has a lot of light, it has a lot of shadows in different areas. Let's make it look as good as possible. Okay, so we have this fur over here and this portion is quite dark. If you want, you can make this place a bit more dark with the help of your smudge tool like this. Just keep blending them inside and then push them on your left or right. Okay, so let's go for the smudge tool brush set, and I'm going to use this brush, I think, or maybe this one. I think this one is quite nice. Smudge coarse angular brush. Okay, so the flow is completely up to you. I'm going to use this kind of flow around 23%. The strength is also up to you. I think 20 or 19% or 23% is fine. Now let's go for the size. Let's make it small at first because we are going to make smaller strokes at first. Okay, if you want you can use bigger strokes as well. It's completely up to you. Keep pushing them outwards. Okay, keep pushing them outwards. Don't think about the things that we are ruining right now. For example, these areas, they're completely ruined. It's fine. So when you are done pushing them a bit outwards, then we are going to go back to the synthetic brush again. This time you can use this one, or maybe this one, or this one. I'm going to use the previous one and simply drag them outside. I'm doing the same thing, and in the whole tutorial you will see me doing only this stuff, which is basically pushing the colors outside of the ball. Okay, do this similar thing on the inside of your fur ball and it looks quite nice. All right, so I think it looks quite fine. Now let's go for the smudge brush again. You see the smudge brush that we are using, it basically gives a beautiful detailed kind of fur look. Okay, and this is the reason why I use this smudge brush. Now we are still not done. We have few more steps to complete before we get our fur look realistic. So I think I'm happy with the results so far. Now what we are going to do next is basically creating one duplicate layer. Okay, now go for your transform and then make the size smaller and rotate it a bit. Okay, then you make another duplicate layer, go to the transform, make it smaller and rotate it a bit. Now the rotation is completely up to you, but I would personally say that keep the highlights on the highlighted area, but just rotate it in a very small degree. Okay, the previous layer was a bit small. I'm making it a bit bigger. Now let's go to the last layer and then make it duplicate again and make the size a bit small. Okay, so we have this 4 layers of fur. Okay, and rotate it a bit. All right, I think this looks quite nice. Now go for the second layer. The first duplicate that we have created, go to the smudge tool and simply drag the colors. Okay, this time you can be a bit more messy. All right, go to the second last duplicate layer and do the same thing that we have done in the previous layer. I think it looks quite nice. Alright, now you can merge all the layers. Okay, hit on shift, select the 4 layers, go to this option and hit on merge layers. Now go to the first brush that we have used for the smudging, which is the synthetic paint bristle brush, round bristle brush. Now make the flow very small and the strength very small, and keep the size like before, or you can increase it a bit. This is how I draw my fur, but then we have some other things to do. The last step, which is go for a lighter tone and simply select any of the brush that you want. I think I'm going to use this brush, this one, and I will be using the color over here on a new layer, obviously. And then a darker tone over here. Now go for the synthetic paint brush again for smudging. Alright, now make this layer type to overlay. I think that's it. We are done. Alright, you can go for any further changes if it looks unrealistic in any way. This is how you create a fur ball, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like my tutorials, kindly subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment whether you have liked this tutorial or not, and please suggest some kind of improvements that you think I should bring on my tutorials. Have a nice day everyone. Thank you so much for watching.